As you guys know, the NFL draft is approaching, and you guys know the New York Giants have the 4th spot in the NFL draft, and they're going to have quite a decision to make, whether that be get a top-tier offensive lineman or a hard-nosed linebacker in Isaiah Simmons. But what about the rest of the picks? What about the rest of the New York Giants draft? This is the New York Giants 7th round mock draft. Let's get right into it. So before I start this video, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button for me. Let's try to get somewhere near 60 likes. I want to push 60 likes. Make sure you guys hit that like button, and let's get started. Now, as far as the prospects go, I did a lot of research on where these guys are mostly going to go. I've seen multiple mock drafts of where these guys are going in the draft to try to make it as realistic as possible. Now, there's no trades in this just yet. Maybe my 2.0 will have trades in there because I think the Giants will make some trades coming up because we just have too many late round picks that I don't think the Giants are going to stick with. I think they're going to try to combine them as much as they can. You'll have less picks, but you'll have better value in them. So let's start off with the first round pick at number 4. As you guys know, I made the video about Isaiah Simmons or an offensive tackle, and I kind of went back and forth, and I kind of said, well, offensive tackle should be the move. But after doing my research, after literally doing my research, and I completely still agree with everybody that was on my side about offensive tackle, I just have to keep it real, like keep it consistent with myself. As you guys know, in 2018, when we drafted Saquon Barkley, I was chanting from the rooftops, I don't want Sam Darnold. I don't want the quarterback. I don't want Josh Rosen or Sam Darnold or any of those guys. I want the generational talent. I don't care at any position it is. Just give me the generational talent. I said this, and I have to be consistent with what I've been saying and stop switching it up. And my philosophy still stands. You got to go with the generational talent no matter where it is. I did a lot of research on offensive tackles later on in the rounds. So, but number 4 overall, I have the New York Giants taking Isaiah Simmons, inside linebacker out of Clemson. Now, this is mostly what I would do, not really what the GM would do, Dave Gettleman. I think he'll still take an offensive lineman. There's no doubt about it. But Isaiah Simmons is still a possibility. I would probably go Isaiah Simmons now. Next up in the 2nd round, you have some guys potentially going to be available like Josh Jones. If Josh Jones is there, I'll probably take him. I'm not taking Austin Jackson, that's for sure. But if a guy like Trey Adams probably shows up, maybe. I have to, between Cesar Ruiz and Trey Adams, I'm taking Cesar Ruiz all the way, and that's why I have the Giants taking 36 overall in the 2nd round. Cesar Ruiz, center out of Michigan. This guy is just an absolute animal, knows how to get to the 2nd level as a center. He's extremely athletic for a center. I've never quite seen a center like him. Very hard to describe, but he's just a ball of energy, and I think the Giants need that at center, and he's a hog molly nonetheless. Don't think that if we don't get a tackle in the 2nd round, if we still get an offensive lineman, that's still a win. That's still shoring up the interior line. Yes, we have a huge problem at tackle still, but it's still going to solve a huge problem at center. Next up, I have our 3rd round pick, number 99 overall. I have the Giants selecting Anfernee Jennings, the outside linebacker out of Alabama. Now, there's a better edge rusher out there, Terrell Lewis, who I project going into the 2nd round. So we just missed out on him. I have the Giants getting a 3rd round talent in Anfernee Jennings, and I think he can, if he falls to 99, because I've seen a lot of picks where he does fall in that area, he's an absolute steal. Now, I've said this before, I don't want the Giants stockpiling a bunch of 3rd round edge rushers because you'll never get anywhere with that, but I think has a much more valuable spot. He's projected in the 3rd round, but I think he could be a lot better than that. His get off is absolutely insane. I think he fits the NFL very well. So I like Anfernee Jennings. I think I'm saying his name right, and Fernie Jennings, I'm sorry, but I love him, edge rusher out of Alabama. Next up in the 4th round, this is where you get your tackle, and this is right in the beginning of the 4th round, so it's sort of a 3rd round pick, late 3rd round. I hope he winds up in the 4th round. Maybe we get him in the 3rd round, who knows, but Matt Peart, the offensive lineman out of UConn. This guy's an absolute sleeper. If you guys want me to tell you the best offensive lineman that is not in the top 4, I would say Matt Peart. This guy is an absolute sleeper. I scouted him and I was absolutely in awe. Yes, he's a tiny bit raw, but I think he will be NFL ready. Maybe he'll struggle out the gate, but I think he will be NFL ready. I think he has all the tools to get it done. He may be drafted in the 3rd round, but if the Giants have him in the 4th round with that 110 pick, 110th overall, take him. I think he's instantly our right tackle. Next up, in the 5th round, I have the Giants taking free safety Antoine Brooks out of Maryland. This guy is a Dante Savage player. As you guys know, Dante Savage came out of Maryland last year. He's another one of those Tyrann Mathieu players, man. Those small safeties that still hit hard, line up in the slot, in the box, out there in coverage. He's not as good as Darnell Savage. As you guys know, Darnell Savage went in the 1st round last year to the Green Bay Packers. And I thought Darnell Savage was going to go in the 3rd round. That's what everybody was saying, but he was that good. I was high on him as well. This guy, Antoine Brooks, can be another Darnell Savage, can be another one of those Swiss Army knife players at the safety position, which I think the Giants would really benefit from, being that Jabril Peppers does the exact same thing. So the fact that you could rotate them at the strong and free and kind of move them around and have them going everywhere on the field just speaks to the versatility that Joe Judge wants on this team, and speaks to the versatility that Patrick Graham's scheme is, because it's a 4-3-3-4 hybrid. Nobody has a position. It's such a fluid type of defense. I think Antoine Brooks fits this defense to a T. Next up, in the 6th round, 184th overall, I have the New York Giants selecting Antonio Gibson, the wide receiver, running back kind of prototype from Memphis. Listen, I don't think wide receiver is such a big need that a lot of people are saying it is for the New York Giants. I wouldn't mind getting a guy like Antonio Gandy-Golden or a Chase Claypool in the 3rd or 4th round. But I think wide receiver for the Giants is more of a luxury pick. We don't have a lot of picks in the earlier rounds to be splurging on just good talent. I want to go after needs. When you get towards the later rounds, you don't go best player available anymore. You go after your needs. You go after the holes you need to fill immediately so you can keep your team afloat. And I'm sorry, but tackle, edge rusher, and safety just outweighs the wide receiver position so far. And the fact that he plays the wide receiver position and running back, again, speaks to the versatility that Joe Judge wants. This guy has an extremely good acceleration to him, extremely good off the line. Not the most sound route runner, but can catch the ball. I think he's a really good prospect in the 6th round. A lot of people are saying he's going in the 7th round or maybe undrafted. I take him in the 6th round. I would take that chance. I don't think he's bad. He's definitely better than Jeremy Davis was a couple of years ago. He's still in the league, but I think he will be better than Jeremy Davis, and we drafted him in the 6th round a couple years ago as well. Alright, so we're going to go after kind of a speed round here, because 7th round, a lot of you guys don't really know who these guys are, so it's hard to really talk about them, and a lot of these guys may not even make the team anyway. So in the 7th round, I have the New York Giants taking in, with the 219th pick, Miles Dorn, another safety out of North Carolina. Kind of a bigger guy, more lanky. You can use him as a 3rd safety on the field to patrol there when you go in those cover 3 sets and you want to use 3 safeties in there. Go a little more heavy in the defensive back area. So he's another guy, and I guess could also play special teams as well. And then 239 overall, still in the 7th round, obviously, Khalil Tate, the quarterback out of Arizona State. This might be a crazy type of thing, type of draft, but I don't mind getting a guy that's extremely unlike our quarterback, just because teams are starting to try to get their Taysom Hills, right? They're starting to try to get those guys you can plug in there, and you don't know whether the guy's going to run or pass the ball. Nowadays, a lot of quarterbacks are coming out, and you could use them as wildcat guys. Usually, you're using the wide receiver or the running back as a wildcat player to snap the ball. But nowadays, quarterbacks are so athletic, they're basically wildcat guys. So I don't mind getting Khalil Tate in and trying to fit a scheme where he can play a role on the team. For 248, number 248, I have the Giants taking Tommy Kramer, guard out of Notre Dame. This is going to add some depth to the guard position. Will Hernandez and Kevin Zeitler are solid at that position, but you could always use a swing guard, someone, to fill in when there's fatigue, and obviously special teams as well. And I chose Tommy Kramer out of a lot of other prospects at the guard position because he just comes from a better program. Obviously, they're better coached, so he's going to probably be accustomed, more than likely, it's not always the case, but more than likely he's going to fit in better than coming from a smaller school. I think coming from Notre Dame is coming from a top tier Division I school who are very successful. So I feel like Tommy Kramer would have some sort of experience going into the NFL coming from Notre Dame. And Mr. Irrelevant, this year's Mr. Irrelevant, who are the Giants going to take with the last pick in the draft? Because we had the last pick in the draft. And it's kicker Jet Toner out of Stanford. Now, he's not the best kicker. Obviously, you're drafting him in the 7th round. He's not going to be great. I forgot. I think he was 12 of 16 this year, or maybe that's another kicker I was watching. But listen, you have to give some competition to Aldrick Rosas. Light a fire under him. I still believe in Aldrick Rosas. This is not really me saying I'm drafting my replacement kicker right now. I really want to boost Rosas' potential because he has the potential. He just doesn't have the production. So if you draft a guy there, have them compete, have Aldrick Rosas have some solid competition, make him beat this guy out, and maybe he'll get better. So that being said, that is my 1.0 mock draft for the New York Giants. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who would you guys have drafted? Make sure you guys leave your draft in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.